Did you know there was a battle in Vietnam where the US Marines were surrounded, outnumbered, bombarded for 77 straight days, and still refused to die? Welcome to Khe Sanh, the fight the North Vietnamese hoped would be America's Dien Bien Phu, and the hill where the Marines proved they weren't going to break, even if the jungle burned around them. Khe Sanh sat up in the mountains near the Laotian border, a lonely little outpost the brass insisted was strategically important. To the Marines stationed there, it felt like being asked to defend the surface of the moon. Then January 1968 hit. An entire North Vietnamese Army division, tens of thousands of men moved in. Marines spotted them slipping through the trees. Then more, then more. It was like watching a storm gather, one soldier at a time. On January 21st, the sky erupted. Artillery, rockets, mortars. The NVA shelled the base so hard the ground shook like it was angry. Fuel tanks exploded. Ammunition bunkers ignited. The airfield, their lifeline, was cratered into a smoking moonscape. Khe Sanh was officially cut off from the world. But the Marines didn't fold. They dug deeper. They fortified the trenches. They fought off wave after wave of assaults in the freezing mud, firing into smoke so thick you couldn't see 10 feet. When resupply planes couldn't land, the Air Force dropped cargo using low-altitude parachutes, sometimes so low the supplies bounced off Marines' helmets. A few pallets smashed. Some didn't open at all, but they kept coming. Then came Operation Niagara, one of the biggest air campaigns of the war. B-52s carpet-bombed the hills around Khe Sanh relentlessly, day and night, turning the jungle into a smoking wasteland. The NVA dug bunkers. The Marines dug deeper. Nobody slept. Nobody relaxed. Everybody knew the final assault was coming. But the NVA had another plan. Khe Sanh wasn't just a battle, it was a distraction. While 6,000 Marines were fighting for their lives, the Tet Offensive exploded across South Vietnam. Still, the Marines held. They weren't going to give up the hill. They weren't going to become the next Dien Bien Phu. By early April, US forces bulldozed their way down Highway 9 and broke through. The siege was lifted. The Marines walked out covered in mud, soot, and pure stubbornness, but unbroken. Khe Sanh became a symbol, a place where the Marines were surrounded, shelled, starved, exhausted, and still refused to fall. And in that chaos, in that hell, the one man stood out. One Marine whose actions became legend among the men trapped on that hill. A soldier whose courage under fire became the heartbeat of the entire siege. And that is the story we're going to tell next. If you enjoyed this trip down the rabbit hole, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Smart History for Dumb Times.